Welcome to Math 155, Contemporary Math, here at Aiken Technical College. And in this lesson, we'll take a look at Blackboard. We'll also take a look at XYZ homework. The first thing we'll do is we'll take a look at the tabs that are on the left-hand side of Blackboard. And the very first tab that you arrive to is the Instructor Information Tab. And in the Syllabus tab, we can see that this is the syllabus. This is Math 155, Contemporary Math. It's a 3-credit hour course, and the prerequisite is Math 101 or an acceptable placement score. Here's the course description. In this course, we'll deal with the following properties, operations with real numbers. There's some elementary algebra, some consumer math, applied geometry, measurement, graph sketching, interpretations, and there's also a descriptive statistics section as well. The materials you need for the course are an XYZ homework access code. Now, if you're unsure as to which code to get, you can get the right code from our bookstore, or you can order the access code online through XYZ. Optional materials are not a graphing calculator, but any scientific calculator. Now, we will be using trig functions, so you want to make sure that the calculator you have has a sine, a cosine, and a tangent function. It doesn't have to be graphing, but it has to be a scientific calculator. Next, we take a look at the course learning outcomes, and I won't read through these in their entirety. You should familiarize yourself with the course learning outcomes. There's also some policies and procedures. There's an email etiquette procedure. There's a QEP. There's a standard attendance policy. In this online course, I recommend that you log in at least once a week. There's a Students with Disabilities policy. There's a Student Support Services paragraph. There's also an Academic Dishonesty policy. And lastly, there is an Academic Integrity Pledge. Now, there's a spot where you are to sign and date the syllabus, but you don't have to physically sign and date and return this to me. By you registering for the course, you acknowledge all the policies, procedures, and pledges contained in this document. So at your leisure, please take some time to read through the syllabus. Next, we'll go back to Blackboard, and we'll take a look at the next tab. And the next tab is the Addendum tab. And the Addendum gives you the requirements of you as a student in the course, and it also gives you a determination on how your grade is calculated. So once again, this is Contemporary Math. Once again, here is my personal information. Required materials are an XYZ access code and a scientific calculator. And then for our grading policy, we have 4 categories: homework, quizzes, tests, and the final exam. The homework is worth 20% of your final grade. The homework is open all semester long. However, when you start to have trouble, you should immediately seek help from either myself as the instructor or the tutoring center. The quizzes are worth 25% of the final average. Each chapter has a quiz that's associated with that chapter that acts as a study guide for the test. So for our quizzes, there are 3 attempts at every question. However, for the homework and the test, there's only 1 attempt. Next, we have the test category, and we can see the anticipated test dates. We have module 1 through 5. So each module test is weighted at 5% for a total of 25%. And then lastly, we have the final exam. And the final exam is weighted at 30% of your overall average. For the final exam, as well as for the module test, we will not use honor lock. Honor lock will not be used during the duration of this course. The final exam is to be taken on before midnight, and there are no final exam exemptions. Lastly, there's a 10-point grading scale. In order to withdraw from the course, you should communicate to me that you want to withdraw, or you should go to the enrollment center and get an add and a drop form. It doesn't matter what your grade or what point in the semester it is. If you ever want to withdraw from my courses, it's always a W. All right, so now we'll go back to the Blackboard announcements page. And we can see that the last link is the tutoring link. So I'm going to click on the tutoring link. And it gives us some information about our tutoring services. The hours of operation, both the online and the walk-in hours. And it also gives us the contact information. So I'm going to click on XYZ homework. And if you're new to XYZ homework, you'll register as a new student. By registering as a new student, you will automatically obtain that 15-day free trial. So you'll put in your personal information, you'll put in the course ID, and that should populate you into the gradebook. If you already have an XYZ account, you will simply log in. You'll hit add a new course. You'll put in that course ID, and that will put you into the XYZ course. Here's how you'll navigate through the Math 155 course. You'll notice that once you enter Math 155, now your section may be a little bit different, but you can see in the calendar there's a lecture for every section, and there's also a Module 1 exam. So for instance, I can click on the lecture Module 1.1 link, and notice when I click on the calendar link, I can actually view the lecture here. In order to access additional lectures and the homework problems, you want to use the drop-down menu. Okay, but before we look at the drop-down menu, we'll take a look at the tabs. Here's another link for the Math 155 syllabus. Here's an ebook for the course. Now, there is no physical textbook needed. XYZ homework is what we call open source. So here's an ebook of no charge. You can just click on this ebook, okay, whenever you want to refer to a book. Here is an answer entry guide. If you've never used my math lab before and you need some help on how to enter answers, you can click on this link. However, in order to access the course materials, I'm simply going to click on Module 1. And you'll notice that Module 1 ranges from August the 22nd through September the 6th. So I'm going to click on Module 1. The first link that you see for this Module 1.1, this is the actual homework link. Now keep in mind that the homework is all open all semester long, even though it says that this is due by 8/23, 2022. If you don't actually complete this by that date, it'll still be open actually until December the 6th. You can also find additional class lessons, and you can also find some additional items such as any form sheets, anything you're going to need for that section. You can also find additional solutions to problems. So you'll look at the video lecture. You may want to look at the additional class lectures. You may want to print out or look at the additional items, and then you actually want to do the homework problems. So I want to click on this Module 1.1. Okay, and here's just the layout for the homework. So notice we have a question. They give you a tip on how to enter your answers. And notice that most of the exercise problems, they have a video attached. So you'll simply look at the video lecture. You'll complete the homework assignment, and then you'll move to the next section. The only strict due dates are the exams. Notice that this Module 1 exam on measurement is due on 9/6. If you don't take the test by September the 6th, there will be a penalty for not taking the test on time. Then you'll proceed to Module 2. Okay, so notice here again, the first link that you're going to see is the homework link. The next couple links you're going to see are additional class lessons. Okay, you'll proceed through the 4-section module 2. Notice that there is a quiz, and you want to complete the quiz before taking the test. The quizzes act as study guides for the test. The homework as well as the quizzes will be open all semester long. So I'll simply close these drop downs. And then lastly, we have a final exam review, and you want to take the final exam review. It acts as a study guide for the final exam, and our final exam is due on or before midnight, December the 6th.